It's official. A £2.7 billion bid has been put in for Chelsea. I'll tell you which party it is. And now I'm going to tell you something about Hakim Ziyech that has made me very happy. I can't lie to you. It is groundbreaking. It is revolutionary and it is important to Morocco and to Chelsea. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Kavkas View, and today's video is an insightful one. It's an interesting one and it's the update that you need for your daily dose of Chelsea. Look, today's video, we're talking about the bid that's come in for Chelsea. It has got football Twitter going mental. Everyone is jumping up and down. I'm going to tell you to calm down a little bit, but I am going to say get excited as well. Why not? You live once. Then Hakim Ziyech has a massive Instagram message that came out, and it is one that if I was a Moroccan fan, I would be heartbroken. But he had to do what he has to do, and Chelsea win in this situation. Antonio Rudiger's representatives apparently have been in contact with numerous ownership groups, and they're trying to reassure him that Rudiger needs to resign. Rudiger will be resigning. So this is good news. And finally, we take a deep dive into the statistics of how we're comparing against goals versus expected goals, against expected goals conceded, and where would we be in the league if we followed that procedure. Let's get on with the video. But before we get started, I think it's very important that all of you do this massive favor. I want to aim for 500 likes on this video. Last time we hit it and I'm being absolutely jumping up and down. So to play your part in this role, because you're nice people and it's free of charge, why wouldn't you do it? Just be nice for one day. You go down and hit the like button, and in the comments below, you write which number like you. So if you like the video and you're at the 10th, hit the like button and then say 10. That's all you have to do. I'm not asking for too much, free of service. We're going to start with Mr. Hakim Ziyech. So Hakim Ziyech has officially retired from the Moroccan national team, and this is sad because Hakim Ziyech had a massive argument with the manager of the Moroccan national team, and it was official that he would not be going to AFCON. A lot of people thought after AFCON and after Morocco's poor performances within the AFCON that maybe Hakim will have an opportunity to get back into the team. I was one of those people. I thought, you know what, this is just a bust up. When this manager retires or leaves, Hakim will be back. Well, Hakim came out and he was very definitive with his views. He said he's done with the national team. He loves his national team. He's had great years playing for his national team, but enough is enough, and he is going to be concentrating on Chelsea. As a Chelsea fan, that makes me very happy. I wouldn't say I'm an advocate for Hakim Ziyech's style of play, because I think it's very high frequency, low probability type of play. However, I do see the severity of this degree of skill that he attempts. So when it does come off, it usually ends up being a goal. So as long as he maintains the consistency and the work rate that I've been seeing from him, because he has been fantastic with his work rate, the application to play right wing back, but at the same time, when we're in possession, to get up and create the front three. I'm very happy with him. And I think it's good that he's not going to be flying to Morocco and flying back. He can have consistent weeks and half off after every 6 weeks whenever the international break comes. So Chelsea are the real winners here. So it's sad for Moroccan fans, great news for Chelsea fans. Saudi Arabia Sports Group have officially placed a bid for Chelsea of 2.7 million. There is a lot of people that have been speculating that this was going to happen, but they have been very vocal, the Saudi Arabia Sports Group, that they are interested in Chelsea, and they are going to have meetings with the government, because the government are going to play a key major role and a key factor in whether Chelsea are going to get a new ownership group and who they are going to be. So number one is the bid is 2.7 billion, and this is a lot of money. Like, apparently I saw some rumors about them being worth 1.4 trillion overall, and I don't know whether that's true, whether their overall total wealth, that is including all their businesses. But all I know is they've got the P and they want to buy the club. There are other consortiums that are interested. There was a Chelsea fan bid from, I think the man's name, Kundi or something like that. And we saw him at Stamford Bridge. He was all lit. Just based by his demeanor, the way he was talking about it, it was very passive. It was like, whether I own it or someone else owns it, I don't mind. As long as the club's on, my dad plays, listen, we don't care, innit? You buying the club or not, it's as simple as this. I really think we need to avoid this fan ownership of the club, because I think that's where problems start arising. Look, you all know my stance. I thought Frank Lampard should have got sacked a lot earlier than he did. The reason he stayed was because he was a legend of the club and he bought him more time. Legendary status at clubs is never a good idea. And when you bring a fan in, like for example, if I was ever a owner of a club, I would hate to be the owner of Chelsea. And the reason why is because I've got an affinity to Didier Drogba, an affinity to Eden Hazard. If they want a job, I will find it very difficult to not give them a job. Ashley Cole, I love that player. Michael Essien, love that player. Ballack, one of my favourite midfielders of all time. I would find it very difficult for me not to give him the job. And this is why I think it's a very risky route to go down. You need shrewd businessmen that are going to keep the club afloat, but more importantly, have an ego that they want to win. And when they want to win, they will invest. And they will maintain the club to be fantastic on every level, whether it's the female team, whether it's the male team, whether it's the kids league. You want to have a degree of excellence, always hiring the best in class. And for me, I actually believe the Saudi Arabian bid, the fact that they're openly talking about, bro, we will redevelop Stamford Bridge. That is a big thing. They know that to sustain this club at the top level, you need a bigger stadium. And Rory and his boys aren't going to be selling their shares to leave Stamford Bridge. So the only way out is redevelopment of Stamford Bridge. It's very simple as that. So this bid makes me very excited. I can't wait. I think the Antonio Rudiger news is positive. So a lot of representatives are openly speaking about Antonio Rudiger might be leaving Chelsea. He might not re-sign a new deal. They had all this time to re-sign him. They haven't. So Antonio Rudiger is going to be annoying and say, no, I have my right to leave. I have my right not to negotiate anymore. But apparently a lot of parties that are interested in buying Chelsea Football Club have reached out to his representatives and have said, look, we want him to resign. And for me, this is important. A lot of you are gonna say, Alex, you didn't like Rudiger in the past. I did not like Rudiger as a defender under Conte, under Frank, and nor did I like him under Sarri. I didn't think he was reliable. He's really matured as a defender. I think he's really honed in his skill set to know when he needs to be overly aggressive, to know when it's time to slow down with the shithousery. The passing has improved miraculously. Like if you watched the game the other day, the passing was impeccable. Selection of passing, outside the boot, inside of the boot, dancing around. That little run when he was covering, he's like doing the high knees. It's so demoralizing for the opponent, you know, when someone's like that. But honestly, I think it's very refreshing that parties are reaching out to talk to his representatives. It shows how important he has become for the team. I think he deserves a good pay rise. He actually does. Maybe 200k is not a bad idea for him. Finally, you know, something's been running on my mind. So Manchester City play tonight. And if Man City somehow drop points, you know, I'm saying like, somehow drop points. Chelsea are going to be 11 points behind with a game in hand. And all of a sudden, you know, if they get a cheeky point, Chelsea could win that. That's 8 points. And 8 points is something that could potentially be retrievable. Why not? Why not? But do I think it's going to happen? No. But am I excited with where Chelsea currently are? I am, because at the start of the year, I said I believe we can win the league. It's not a realistic target, but I believe we can. And if we look at the numbers here right now, Chelsea have scored 57 goals. Our XG indicates that we should be getting around 49.9. That's a big difference in the sense that it says we're being more clinical based on the chances that we're creating. The chances that we're creating are not as efficient as we are in front of goal, which is great news. I wouldn't have believed that if someone told me. I would have said, no way, we're under that number, because we haven't been as productive, in my opinion, in front of goal. Then you look at goals conceded. Look, I know our defense is rock solid. Apparently, we should have conceded somewhere between 25 and 26 goals. We've conceded 19. We've got the best defense in the league. That is amazing. That is what I want to see transition into next season. And finally, we have picked up 6 extra points. So the XG is predicting that we should be on 53.63. But we're actually on 59 points. I said at the start of the season, 80 points is a target, and if we want a title charge, it should be somewhere close to 90. I don't think it's mathematically possible, if I'm not mistaken, for us to go on and get, it's 10 games left. We will get to 89. It'll take a miraculous default from Man City and Liverpool for us to win the league. But for us to get 80 points is more than attainable. We just need to win 7 of the last 10 games, and I think we can do that. I really do. We've got a good run of fixtures coming up. We've got our Arsenal game coming up that we have to fight for. We've got the UEFA Champions League, and we've got the FA Cup. Something to look forward to. Players need to stay fresh, competitive environment, us against the world mentality. I have to love it. So, peeps, hit the like button. This was your daily Chelsea news. I hope you enjoyed it. Peace out. I'm out. And 500 likes. Let's go. Let's do it.